Hello everyone, this is Pungz with Pungz and welcome back to the channel. It's been quite a minute since I've been on the mic. It's actually been a while this time. We're just gonna get into it. As the title tells you, we are talking about Heejin, Adore, NewJeans, HYBE. What is going on? What in the calamity? What's the tea? So first of all, I guess, let's conduct a full breakdown. What was her original vision for Adore? What was her, just everything? So I guess to cap it off though, with what the current circumstances are that we know so far, is that Heejin was possibly responsible for a lot of things, like possibly, or by proxy, contributed to G-Friend's disbandment, the disparagement of other HYBE groups type situations. So let's just see, will she really sustain any consequences from her current actions right now by trying to leave the uprising and go independent? So naturally, 10 of Pentacles, the answer is yes. So the strange thing is I decided to just go on and pull for what are the potential consequences that she might go through, like what is likely to happen resulting in the situation. The Knight of Cups, Nine of Swords, Wheel of Fortune, 10 of Swords, overall bottom, Ace of Pentacles, 2 of Cups, the Fool, 3 of Wands, Queen of Swords, 6 of Pentacles, and Ace of Wands. So straight up, to me, there's still, she's likely to suffer consequences, but somehow in the situation she's going to get potentially what she wants or what she is looking for, which is, a little bit concerning here, because to me it seems like her childish and pettiness, maybe by proxy, will still lead to some justices being resolved. So this is not to say that people will view her like a hero, but I guess the words I would probably say is just it just so happened to turn out that way or whatever. It's not even like she was intending, if somebody gets in trouble or also gets pulled or taken down in this situation by proxy, it's just because she already was maybe wanting to mess with some of these people's career or ruin what they have going on anyways. So it's just kind of like a double up. She ends up getting what she wants, but she's still going to suffer some consequences. But with that being said, it's just there's something weird here that kind of points towards maybe success and protection for her. So yikes. 7 of Pentacles here, yeah. Yeah, I don't know. This might actually result in a lot of conflict among the public. But with that being said, let's go on and just put a cork in this for now. We're going to come back to this. And we are going to see what the collective opinion on Heejin in the current situation is looking like. What do NewJeans think? So there is something very strange with this, but let's try to unpack and explain it. Page of Wands, 5 of Swords, 4 of Cups, 6 of Swords, overall bottom, 3 of Wands, 10 of Wands, 9 of Pentacles, the Devil, Ace of Cups, Queen of Swords, 4 of Wands, the Star, Temperance, Hierophant, and the 2 of Wands. So straight up, there's a lot of feelings going on with NewJeans. A lot of them honestly share differing opinions, likely, or it's just those that feel different things are strong enough to come through. But as a collective, it's all over the place. Some are saddened and feel strange about this because they feel like they were promised something, and it's like, well, are you going to be able to give me what you promised or pull through on what you said was going to happen? Some of them almost feel like they're kind of pressured or blackmailed to stick with it, maybe to even just shut up and not say anything, obviously. Then you have some who are possibly, or their encampment, the people around them, friends, family, maybe lawyers or whatever, are on their side to maybe try to turn this as turn it into an opportunity to free them, maybe change their image and put them in another place or another situation. The 6 of Wands, it's just some of them almost even feel relieved, because maybe if there was things going on with New Jeans on the inside, on the encampment, them having to deal with management, or if they really have any contact with Min Heejin herself, maybe they endured some things that, could have put a lot of pain and pressure and difficulty on them. So they almost feel relieved that it's being exposed, the type of person she is and the way she acts, etc., etc. There are some who feel like, dang, I almost can't even believe that this is true, or this could be happening, or that Min Heejin is a bad person, because she seems friendly, like she cares about us type situation. There are some who feel like everything will be resolved and will prevail still, but for sure there is some person who is planning to take advantage of this opportunity, whether that results in their freedom, or getting a better contract, or moving somewhere else, or maybe even if they happen to believe that Min Heejin could give them what they're looking for, because that was promised to them. Like I said, it's just weird. It's all over the place. So we are going to pause this right now. I'm going to clear this all away. We will pull a card for each member, just to kind of maybe summarize what each girl themselves is feeling towards the situation, and that will provide us with more clarity. So now, breaking it down person by person, we are going to start off with Minji. So her two cards are, because I decided to pull one and one clarifier. So her first card, Eight of Cups. Her clarifier is also the Eight of Cups. So 100%, this just feels like to me that she is ready to leave. She's ready to turn away. Maybe there were some dark things that have already happened to her that she associates with this career that she's currently in right now, that just makes her want to turn away and leave and just move on and leave it behind her, whether that could constitute her wanting to look towards the horizon to start again. She is done kaput. She wants to move on. She wants to stray away, but only time will tell to see what happens with that. So our second member, Honey. So her cards, the Queen of Cups and the Queen of Wands. Something about this reads to me a little bit strange, because it almost feels like, I'm not saying she's necessarily a huge Min Heejin fan, but it makes me wonder what their personal relationship is like, because there's something here that feels like she almost can't believe that Min Heejin would have done anything wrong or so bad that, she would need to be implicated like this. So she almost just doesn't believe that it's right. Like, possibly if she was able, it almost gives off the vibes that she would be willing to stand up, or at least in private say, like, no, there's no way she did those things or anything bad, or, she's just fighting for our right the way we would want somebody to fight for us type of situation. So, it makes me wonder. But on the flip side, in another interpretation, this could just say that maybe she is kind of deeply emotional and passionate as it relates to it, and it's that even though maybe she felt strongly towards Min Heejin, like, she really was messing with her and, wanted to support her and, felt grateful for all the things that she did, she's willing to step back and step aside for justice to prevail, and whatever comes out will come out, and she will accept the results. But initially it just seems like, her reaction is naturally to just question, the validity of what it is. The next member is Danielle. 9 of Swords, 10 of Wands. So this to me 100% just reads as like, I'm anxious. It's taking a really bad toll on my mental health. It's something that weighs heavily on my mind a lot. She's a little bit worried as to, what's being said, what's going to come out, and what's going to happen. So that's really kind of dampening her mind right now as to her thoughts on the situation. Moving on to the next member, Heejin. Her cards were the Justice and the 6 of Pentacles. So there is this part of her that almost just feels like, maybe something is weird. Something else has to be afoot that is creating this scandal, but she is more than willing to be proven wrong about, Min Heejin maybe fully being innocent, or fully feeling guilty. It's just kind of like, whatever happens, will be deserved, or, she's going to get what she deserves. So if that means, her name is cleared and she's allowed to stay at the company or whatever it is, they're going to move forward with their careers, or things are going to change. And she is kind of willing to just see how that goes as it relates to moving on. So it seems like it's not necessarily weighing as heavy on her as it is on Danielle, but that doesn't mean that it's not on her mind kind of situation. And our last member, Miss Heejin, 5 of Pentacles, 6 of Swords, and of course the overalls, the Lovers, 5 of Cups, 2 of Pentacles, the Star, 3 of Cups, and the 3 of Swords. So for sure, I would say as a collective, we do know they're going to probably keep quiet about it. They're probably not going to make statements. But anyways, on to Heejin and her thoughts. It seems to her she is kind of trying to just keep going. She's trying to keep hustling. She's trying to keep working and do what it is and not remain too focused on what's happening, because whatever is going to happen, eventually she just has plans to try to move on and heal from it. Maybe there's new beginnings in store, but it's like she would rather not focus on it happening until maybe there are some results in the end that could lead them in whatever particular direction. One thing I will say though, as a collective, it is a little bit strange because it seems like the group actually probably does have an intimate relationship with her. Not intimate as in like, love, but like they have a close relationship with her or feel a closeness, maybe enjoy her vibe, and maybe she just embedded herself in, the creation of their careers and their training periods, to get up to that point. So of course, they might not assume their director would be bad or has done this and that before maybe they began to put the pieces together. Whether they did or not, they feel a closeness with her. So it's almost just like, some of them feel the urge to kind of stand behind her on this. It's just kind of like, well, also, what if they just feel like the bigger company is the big bad and they're the problem? We have to stand against them. It just kind of feels almost like there's possibly a lack of information as it relates to that. But it seems that even if she happens to be removed and the group fully stays at the company, they stay under the HYBE umbrella, or if she manages, to take them with her, it seems like they still will kind of hold on to the friendship / connection they have with her, depending on what happens to 2 of Pentacles. But under that is the 4 of Cups reversed. It just kind of seems like they might just be acting like all operations are fine until everything broke out. It's very strange. So I don't know, you guys will just kind of have to let me know what you think. But before we move on and away from these readings, we are going to see what actions will HYBE take next, what actions will Heejin take next, when they go head to head, and what will ultimately be the results of this situation. Alright, so let's jump into it. What will HYBE do in response to the situation? From where it is right now, 3 of Cups, 4 of Swords reversed, King of Cups, 5 of Cups. How will Heejin respond? 8 of Pentacles, 2 of Pentacles reversed, Page of Swords, Queen of Cups. And ultimately, what will happen in the end? The 4 of Pentacles, 7 of Cups, Ace of Cups, Strength. Overall, for the whole vibe, 8 of Wands, 2 of Swords, King of Wands, Page of Pentacles, and Knight of Cups. So let's start off with what's going on with HYBE. With HYBE, it seems like they're actually trying to keep it chill. They're trying to keep things quiet, I suppose. It seems like they, are trying to make it seem like they're taking a very graceful approach instead of, trying to shut her up or silence her so they don't look strange or corrupt. And ultimately, they're still going to try to take a bit of a pacifist route. But ultimately, you might find that there could be someone or some of the executives who are making decisions based around what's happening are almost going to wish that they went a little bit harder on her than they did. So, I don't know. I think we can see, at least when it comes to company response, it's hopefully going to be very professional, put together, and, organized, as opposed to, just big and messy. How will Min Heejin respond? It seems like she's going to do some studying, or she's getting ready to lawyer up, or she's in talks with whoever it is whenever it comes to defending herself and making things happen. So she's going to try to approach this very smartly. However, her emotion is probably going to get in her way. So she might end up doing and responding very hastily, or, whatever plays she has in her book, in her hand of cards, she's going to start kind of layering them on top. Like, how in Uno, there's a rule that if somebody puts down a draw 4, if you are the next person, you might also put down a draw 4 until, there's no more draw 4s or nobody else can take an action. That person that it lands on will have to pick up that whole stack of cards. At the very least, she plans to possibly make a big racket and a big stink, and will probably continue to do so, and, hope that either it ends in her favor, or she's going to try to sink some ships along the way. Ultimately, what's going to happen? It seems like HYBE itself is going to try to put a beak on the situation, and is going to try to quiet it up, close the mouths of people whose mouths need to be closed. And it's going to seem a little bit strange and ambiguous, but ultimately they might end up just replacing her with somebody who is arguably just as creative, vocal, and well known, and might have a presence sort of vibe, or they might be able to create a presence by taking her place, or there will just be obviously a magnifying glass on top of them entering that position to possibly replace her, if they do so, in terms of, guiding Nujin's image and, being part of a door, if, she doesn't try to just take her whole company away, some sort of situation like that. And they will be put in her place. Likely this person or whoever could be related to whatever that is a Leo or a fire sign. And ultimately they might be kind of used to be a figurehead to start smoothing things over, especially as it relates to public, the image, the everything. So it seems like they have or are preparing somebody to fully come in and heal and patch things up very quickly. So once it seems like they have answers, 8 of Wands right here, they're going to be doing a lot of, clear communication. Yeah, see Ace of Wands right here. They're already really planning how to clean this one up and make everything right again, almost as if nothing happened. 2 of Swords right here. So it also seems like there will be particular details that they will refuse to confirm or deny, especially as it relates to, legal matters, because they kind of want to keep it hush hush. I will say there are some people over the top who are also possibly fire signs or fire sign related that, are not going to let this get the best of them, I will say. So, the petty stuff is not likely to stop, but it's like, pairing a horse trainer with a horse that is wild. They are more than likely than anyone else to be able to tame that situation and get it under control than, maybe somebody who just started riding horses, if that makes any sense. So it sounds real messy to me, but hey, in the end it seems like things will go in their favor as it would. Why would they let that tear everything apart? But I have a strange feeling that this is not going to be the only thing that HYBE has to deal with throughout this year. But I will say they ought to low-key thank her for this distraction that she's creating, because they have other fish to fry, if we're being honest. So anyways, that is all that I have for you on this. Maybe I'll make a part 2 if you guys want me to, or, feel free to update me on some information in the comments, or, just send more reading requests, leave me a comment, leave me a like, and subscribe to the channel if you want to. Yeah, if you can't get down with a get down, don't get down with us. And